Well, it's there.
Yay, we're live.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Courtney. I know who's here before we even start. It's crazy. How is everybody this evening? How are you, Alex?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I like how we've been chatting for like 10 minutes and I don't feel like either of us asked until we're live. But I'm glad you're okay. Did you enjoy reading Bridge of Souls?
I did. It was good. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney. Did you enjoy reading Bridge of Souls, Courtney? And the whole series, I guess. Now we
Oh,
have
do you think we should
completed.
put like a banner along the bottom just for the first 15 minutes saying
Oh,
like
that's a
City of
good
Ghost
idea.
spoilers in case someone joins?
Good idea. City of Ghosts spoilers until 15. There we go. Yay, me too. So yeah, we're going to be doing a quick chat about City of Ghosts with some probable spoilers because we're going to talk about the whole series. So if you don't want to know spoilers about the City of Ghosts trilogy by V. Schwab, then maybe join us back at 7:15 in 15 minutes, and we're going to start sprinting at 7:15 probably. We have been doing these sprints every week for the past 4 weeks, and we have been reading the City of Ghosts books, but obviously we are finished now, so we'll be reading our own things. But we thought we would just do a little discussion about what we thought of the series and what we enjoyed. So there is bound to be some minor, maybe major spoilers that come up. So beware for the first 15 minutes if you haven't read the series yet. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was emotional in the last book. Did you get emotional?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes. I was like, what's gonna happen?
Oh, hi, Mark. You made it.
Hi.
And hi,
I'm
Laura.
glad I'm
Come
glad
back.
we did this public service announcement. And hi Mark again. And hi Courtney again. But yeah, I got a bit. I was listening to the audiobook in the car and I had like on the way back from yours last week and I had tears in my eyes because I was like, Jacob, no.
That was not how I was expecting that to go, because that was like one of the biggest things going into the last book was like, what's going to happen with Jacob
Yeah.
because of all that stuff of him getting stronger and Cassidy being like, oh my god, is he going to turn into a poltergeist?
Yeah.
That's not the way I was expecting it to go.
Although, so Courtney brought up something really interesting when I was talking to her the other day about it. And she was saying, what happens now? Because, like, surely Jacob's not gonna stay, like, at the same level forever. Like, isn't there the inclination that he's just gonna start getting stronger and stronger again?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I assumed would happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe because of what happened at the end of Bridge of Souls, maybe that's like stopped that from happening.
Yeah, that's what we couldn't figure out, but it's like, it's weird how all of the books spent this, like, had this conversation about that they would get stronger. And then he like reverted back to how he was. Like, isn't he just gonna
Get
start getting
stronger
stronger
again.
again?
Yeah,
Like, I
and
don't
like
know, but
so that problem's not solved. And then also
yeah.
they just shoved the emissary off a bridge and they were like, oh yeah, but there's more.
Yeah, that is true. That is
So
true.
that problem's not solved. Do you
I
know
wonder
what
if
would be
she
cool?
what?
If she did like skipped like 5 years and did like a YA installment five
That
years
would be.
later, and then maybe skipped some more years and then did like an adult installment or something.
This is very true. I liked the moral dilemma of Jacob. I feel like it added like a depth to middle grade that you don't normally get.
Yeah. Part of me kind of wishes it had ended with them sending him on.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I was
Like,
like,
I like him and I don't necessarily want to get rid of him in that way, but it's just like I feel like that would have been a better
yeah,
ending.
yeah, me too. I feel like that was what I was prepared for.
Yeah. I was like, well, they're going to send him on. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I was emotionally prepared for that, and then it didn't happen. But this is true, and I think there's hints of more books, but I'm not entirely sure.
Join us in 3 years' time for Ghostalong Round 2.
When we read the next trilogy, whether that'll be. I feel like it's a good series for that though, because you could so easily carry it on and just like
Yeah. And I'd love for it to be carried on in like different age groups as well.
yeah, or like different cities. I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, there's so much potential for them to go like all over the world.
Actually, I'm really intrigued by was it Portland that they were saying there's like almost no veil in?
Oh, I can't remember. I do
There was that
remember
one
them saying,
city
but I
that
can't
they were
remember
like
why. Where?
our in-betweener moved there because there's like no ghosts there
Yeah.
at all because of some weird freak of nature. And like, I want to know more about that.
There's also, if Amy is here, then please help me out because there is also a city in uh what is it called? Escaping from Houdini? No, that's the second to last book. The last book,
Stalking Jack the
Capturing the
Ripper.
Devil. Capturing the
Oh,
Devil,
okay.
which is the last Stalking Jack the Ripper book. I can't
Yeah.
remember where it's set, but there would be good because it's very haunted, and I feel like it's. I can't remember what it. Oh, I'm trying to remember like the name of the building in it that's quite famous. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Mark, even though it means nothing. But yeah, this could be cool. Like if Cassie, even if Cassie just like aged up throughout the books, like a year each time
Yeah.
or something, they just revisited it.
Because like the first 3 books, or the only 3 books at the minute, they're set over like a week.
Yeah, I know it's
It's such a
crazy,
short time period.
which I kind of like
Yeah,
that
it's
they
quite
just kind of
fast
stop.
paced that way as well because there's
Yeah,
so much happening.
and I guess the other thing is you don't need to give any background
Yeah.
when the next book starts because it's already like you're already in the story.
I'm so used to books
Um,
having like 2 weeks between each book, and then
yeah,
Cassidy in the last book, Cassidy was like, "Oh, it's only been 2 days since I fainted in Paris," and I'm like,
I
"Is
know.
it?"
I know. It feels like it's been ages. It's Chicago that Capturing the Devil's based in,
Oh yeah, that'd be
and that
good.
has some stories, and I feel like that. But it would definitely be an older one because I feel like there are some dark, like Capturing the Devil. There's like a murder hotel which actually existed in the early 1900s.
Although that got a bit dark in Bridge of Souls when they went to that hotel that had slaves like
Yeah,
trapped in the basement when it
yeah,
caught
and
on
the
fire.
and the axe murderer. I was like,
That was
oh Christ.
grim.
I don't. I was. I don't know if I was more creeped out by Tunnel of Bones.
Yeah, I think the catacomb setting was just perfect for
Yeah,
creepiness
it really
as well.
was. Like the catacombs and the fact that the poltergeist was a child and the
Mm.
whole hide and seek thing. Because
Yeah,
like when he was counting and I knew what I get did you guess really early on what he was doing?
I can't remember because that was a reread for me.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I
So
already
like
knew, so I can't remember from the
I
first time.
guessed as soon as like the first scene happened with him when he was counting, I was like, oh, he's probably doing hide and seek. Um, and then obviously like it was revealed, but that whole thing, like I don't know if it's just a personal thing with like children and like creepy children and counting and stuff, but it just made me like that creeped me out. But yeah, it was darker than I expected for kids, which is probably why it's like on the bridge of like middle grade and YA.
Yeah, it's definitely like upper middle grade, I think.
I was also confused because I feel like most people know
Yeah, I
at
mean,
least a couple of numbers in French.
I feel like at least like the first 10 numbers in French are
Yeah.
fairly common knowledge. Like it's pretty much the only thing I remember from my French lessons.
Same. I can count. I think I can just about count to 100 in French if I try hard enough. But that's the
Oh, I
only thing
couldn't
I
do that. I
remember.
can count to 10.
I'm not gonna do it now because I'll be here for like 5 minutes. That'll be the rest of the discussion. It'll just be me counting up to 100 in French.
Tune
It's
in to
the
watch Beth count in French.
it's the I struggle to remember what 40 is. And 60 is soissons. I always remember that because I think it's a really pretty word.
Sounds like croissant.
Yeah. But yeah, I was confused about that because I guessed super early that that's what was going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I did
definitely
really like
think
it.
the whole underground tunnel lined with skulls thing definitely made it creepier.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm also finding that now we're talking about it, I don't remember. Mark wants me to count to 100 in French. I feel like I'm just gonna have to record a separate video at some point.
Just put it
like,
in your vlog.
Yeah, just randomly in the middle of my vlog.
No explanation, just insert it and just don't reference it at all.
I don't remember what 40 or 50 is. I think that's my like. I feel like I remember all of the rest because it's.
You remember like 41? Can you extrapolate 40 from 41?
No, no, I don't think I can.
Is French
if I knew. Sorry, go on.
Is French the weird one where some numbers are like 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, but in French?
I think that's
instead
what
of just
happens when
saying a
you
number.
get to 80.
Yeah.
And then when you get to 90, you actually go into the teens rather than the numbers again. Like rather than saying 91, you say 9011.
That's weird.
Although that might only happen for 97, 98, 99. Evidently, I'm not going to do that great if I actually try to. But I do apologise. But I'll attempt at some point for you, Mark. I might just have to look up what 40 is before.
But yeah, I know what you mean about not remembering. Like, I definitely remember reading it and being like, oh, this would be good to bring up, and now I can't remember any of them.
Yeah, I feel like I've forgotten more of Bridge of Souls, though, than either of the others.
Yeah, I feel like I have too, but I don't know if that's because the other two were rereads.
See, I hadn't read Tongue Lock Bones before, but I feel like
Yeah.
Bridge of Souls, because probably partly because it's like the conclusion, has more in it than both of the other two. Either of the other two.
I do remember thinking, like, would you really, really let your 12-year-old daughter wander around a foreign city
Yeah,
with another 12-year-old? Like, I just find stuff like that just like, if a book has dragons in, fine, I can suspend disbelief. I cannot suspend disbelief with parents letting their 12-year-old wander around on their own.
And this was the same, that's the same thing as me in the first book being like, why is your cat with you?
Yeah.
As much as I love that the cat is there.
You wouldn't take your cat, especially seeing as they're only staying in a city for like less than a week at a time. That must be so disruptive and stressful for the cat.
How is this cat traveling from the US to the UK for like a 3-day holiday? What's going on there? This was also, this was cool.
Yeah.
I liked that the guide was involved in it as well.
Yeah, that was a fun bit.
It was cool. I liked that. Also, Lara. Like, who's parenting Lara at this point?
Literally no one.
All over the world. Like,
she just does whatever she wants.
Surely you can't actually do that. Like, you can't actually fly alone when you're that age.
I would have.
16?
Yeah, I didn't think you could.
I can't remember, but I feel like, isn't she meant to be like 12 or 13 as well?
Yeah, I think at one point she actually said in the last book that she was 12.
Like, how is a 12-year-old just being like, yeah, I'm in the US now. I just flew over. I'll just fly back.
Yeah.
How is that going on? Shall we wrap up this very quick discussion?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, that is very true as well. Hang on, Courtney's comment. Yeah. And how she lived with her. Well, she basically lived with her aunt, didn't she?
And her ghost uncle.
And her ghost, as you do.
I liked the ghost uncle, to be fair. I thought he was cool.
Yeah, same. Should we sprint for half an hour?
Yeah.
I am reading Kingdom of the Wicked because I'm behind on my buddy read with Amy, and I need to start Kingdom of the Curse today.
I'm reading Under the Whispering Door, and I'm melting into a puddle with every page.
Oh, I'm glad you're liking it.
Honestly, I just had last night I was reading it, and I read one chapter that had me actually laughing out loud, which I never do in books. It was so funny. And then the next chapter had me nearly crying. It was amazing.
I love when you find a rare book that does that. Also, I'm more excited for it now because I was like a little bit nervous after Cerulean Sea.
I was like, is it going to live up to Cerulean Sea, or is it just going to fall flat? And it's like, it's really different, but
That's
in a
good.
good way. It's still amazing.
I like that it's different. I'm gonna. It's on my TBR this month, so I will read it this month.
Yay!
Excited.
I'm going to get dinner in
sprint?
this sprint, so.
Oh, enjoy! I need to watch the end of a video for uni, so I'm gonna do that. We're doing well. Happy reading, everybody. We're gonna not read. I'll see you in half an hour.
See you in half an hour. Hi.
Am I normal?
Yeah.
Yay. I tried to offset it by doing it before I came back on.
I figured that's what you're doing. At first I was like, oh my god, and then I was like, all right. Yeah.
I'm glad it worked. So Lauren is back and they are reading Shadow Lives by Victoria Britton. I don't know if I've heard of that.
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna look it up. Because I want to know if I recognise the cover. I don't recognise the cover. This sounds like interesting, but not something I would pick up. The Forgotten Women of the War on Terror. Joe is also here under reading Kingdom of the Cursed. You're doing better than me, Joe. I am still on Kingdom of the Wicked, but I'm getting there. I've got just over 100 pages left, so you never know. I could finish it soon.
You can finish that tonight.
I will definitely finish it tonight, and then I also separated out pages
Nice.
for Kingdom of the Cursed and for Pride and Prejudice.
Same.
Oh, nice. So
I put mine because my chapters start like in the middle of a page.
Same.
So I put them where the chapter started, so that's why it looks like a tick.
I'm glad I told you about the chapters because the pages are probably wrong, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a bit different. But also, I had a struggle because in my copy, the chapter numbers are in Roman numerals.
Oh no.
So I really had to use my brain there.
Bye, Courtney. I know Courtney's already gone, but bye, Courtney. I bet you are, Joe. How are you finding your reading freedom, though? It's been like just over a week since Jo could actually decide what she wants to read. Again.
I'm still so impressed with how much she read.
I know, it's crazy. It must be nice to have choice again. I feel happy about my November TBR because it's only like 6 books.
Nice.
And I feel like I've got more freedom than I've had in a while, which is cool. So I can't imagine how Jo feels.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least with TBRs, you can just be like, "Oh, I'm not in the mood for that anymore. I won't read it after all."
Oh, I wish I didn't put that amount of pressure on myself to finish what I said that I was going to. I bet you do. I feel like you definitely deserve a break from reading and focusing on other things.
I still haven't read The Mercies.
Oh really? It was quite good, but it was like it wasn't something I'd normally read and it was quite slow.
I am going to read it. I have it on audiobook from my library's audiobook app. So I am going to get to it. I just need to finish The Starless Sea first.
Oh yeah. How far through are you at that?
I'm nearly halfway through.
Oh nice. You've made a lot of progress in the past week.
Yeah, because I was on the duty at work that means I can listen to audiobooks while I work.
Yeah. Nice.
I was hoping to finish it last week, but that didn't happen.
I'm very excited for our pick this month though.
Same.
Because I haven't read
I was going to go pick it up after work, but then I got off my first bus and realised that I hadn't just missed my second bus. It was just pulling up and I could make it, so I just went home.
Oh, well, at least you made your second bus. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the first time that's happened in months.
Oh, I still need to pick up the book that we're reading. Is it which one are we reading? I've forgotten now.
It's the first one she published, and it's the only one of hers I don't own.
A Sky Painted Gold. It's so pretty.
Or at least it's the first one that she published. I don't know if she had books before that, but it's the first one she published with that kind of covered style.
For anyone who is confused, there's a few of us that are like buddy reading books each month and have a little book club. And this month we are reading A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood, and last month we read The Mercies by Kira Millward Hargrave, which I did enjoy, but it was one of those books where you feel like you struggle to pick it up because you're not
I think it'd be quite good listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, I wish I'd had an audiobook for it.
But my new job won't let me listen to audiobooks ever.
Sad.
So
that's sad.
Yeah.
I get most of mine done while I'm driving. I've listened to 5 hours of Jane Eyre today.
I need to get back into the habit of listening to audiobooks while I'm on the bus, because at the moment I listen to music on the bus.
I just don't listen to music anymore. Really, or the radio, because I just don't have the time.
I went through that phase and now I've come back into a music phase, and I'm kind of music is good, but I have books I need to read. Come on.
Yeah, I really like listening to music. I just don't. I do sometimes around the house if I'm doing something, or especially if I'm baking.
And
I don't feel like I can listen to an audiobook. But Lauren says they hope the new job is going well. You have a weird situation with your job.
Yeah, I haven't actually started it yet. I've got 2 more weeks before I start it, but I have also kind of started it, so it's weird. But thank you. I'm pretty sure it will go well because I've worked a little bit there already and then gone back to my old department. But yeah.
Confusing Alex work stories.
It's basically the entire reason I've not read much for 2 months.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Do you want to know how many books I read in October? I did my wrap up earlier. 18.
No way.
I'm so proud of myself. I mean, 4 of them were graphic novels, so that obviously helps boost it, but still, I'm pretty happy.
Oh, I need to add to Goodreads.
Oh.
I just remembered I got my Fairy Loot edition of Heartstopper last week.
Oh, same. I got it today.
I was just lying in bed last night going, I want to read something, but Under the Whispering Door is over there. So, oh look, I've got Heartstopper here, and then I just read all of Heartstopper without meaning to. So I need to add it to Goodreads. Thank you, Joe.
That's what Mark did, because he bought them off. Well, I think I bought him some, and he bought some off the back of me loving it, and then he literally just sat there and just read the whole of the first one night, and he was like, "I love it. I love Heartstopper. The Fairy edition's so pretty."
I was just I just picked it up because I was just in the mood to read. Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
I didn't even care what I read. I was just in the mood to look at words on paper.
I feel that, but I don't want to do my. Sorry, go on.
I just picked up Heartstopper because it was just right next to me, and then accidentally ended up finishing it.
I love Heartstopper. I was gonna say I feel like that, but then again, I don't want to do my uni reading.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, it's generally I want to read fiction. I just don't particularly care which book.
I luckily was in that kind of mood last week because I read the whole of The Woman in Black one night, and then I read the whole of The Ocean at the End of the Lane the next night.
Nice.
Which I was pretty happy with, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Which was quite cool. Just need to finish this one.
You can do it.
I will do it. I've already read.
I need to finish this one.
How far through are you? About halfway.
I'm not going to finish it tonight, but
yeah,
it's not super fast paced, which makes sense because it's adult.
Yeah,
it's a slightly slower writing style, but at the same time, it's one of those books where I just get so sucked in and I read loads without realizing it.
That's exactly what I was like with Cerulean Sea.
Yeah,
because even though it wasn't the fastest book in the world, I wanted to read it.
Yeah,
so
that's
bad.
exactly what this one's like.
I didn't want it to end. So
there's a part of me, I'm really glad that this one has a massively different vibe.
Yeah.
Because if it had a similar vibe, I'd just be really annoyed that it wasn't the same characters. But because it's such a different vibe, I'm yes, I can get into it.
That's what I was worried about, but I'm glad that you said that because yeah. Because I was worried about that as well. But yeah, it's on my TBR, and then I'm also reading a graphic novel, Last Chance Books, which was the lowest on my ratings. The lowest rated book on my physical TBR was Last Chance Books.
I have that book.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you? I didn't get it as a proof, so I bought it the other week in London.
I
got
wanted
to
read
read
it, and I still haven't read it.
It sounds so good, and then it really surprised me by coming out as my lowest rated. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy it, but it might be like a cliche kind of enjoyment.
Yeah,
At the same time.
I feel like it might be one of those like really, no offense, but one of those like really basic kind of YA, generic YA
rom-com.
Yeah,
but also like bookshops. I want to read about bookshops.
Yeah, same. I just love books about books.
Yeah, same. That's like most of the reason why I wanted to pick it up. But hopefully that one will be really quick to read when I get to it. But
yeah, I just need to pick
see.
it up as well.
Yeah, I need to read what's it called? Flora's Traveling Christmas Shop first.
Oh, nice.
Because that was sent to me by a PR company, and it came out last week. But I didn't get the book until like the week before, so I haven't read it yet. But I want to read it soon. It's only short as well. I feel like it's going to be a really quick read. And Christmassy, which is nice.
Oh, speaking of TJ Klune, which I know we stopped speaking of him ages ago.
That's fine. We can carry on.
I mean, I could just talk about his books forever.
That's true.
My colleague who I gave Cerulean Sea to, she was on holiday for 2 weeks. It was her first day back today, and I asked her how she's finding it, and she's still reading it, but she said she's nearly finished and she's really enjoying it. And
yay! Oh my god, the ending though.
I know.
Stress, emotion.
I know.
Roller coaster. I love the ending though.
And then hopefully she'll go through that feeling that we went through of how can you only give us 20 pages at the end?
Yeah.
We need more. I hope that's big enough.
we both went back and read the last 20 pages again, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we love them so much. I'm intrigued to see whether Under the Whispering Door has the same like vibe with that kind of thing.
I know, that's what I was thinking as well. But there's certain things about it that may make me think maybe it won't, but I'm not going to say what they are.
That's worrying. Although I kind of like that as well, because I feel like you don't know what to expect. Whereas like sometimes if you've read an author's book or like a couple of books by an author, then you get into like what they do with their writing style, and then you know how like every book's gonna end.
I read that trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
I read that trilogy. I read all 3 books back to back, so that's how I like to read my series.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure it must happen in other books, but in this series it was so obvious that each book was just the same plot recycled and just following different characters.
Oh no.
And it was so obvious in a way that it was just annoying the crap out of me.
That's a shame, because that's the one that's been on my TBR for the longest time and I still haven't read it, but I have the first book.
I did enjoy the books. Like the writing was really compelling and I got really into the story, but there was just always like it was so similar. Each book was so similar that I just couldn't turn off that voice saying I've already read the story.
That's exactly how I felt with Illuminate though. I just felt like they changed the characters and just read the plot. It really annoyed me.
But I mean,
haven't heard many people say that.
I didn't notice it in Illuminate, so I don't know if that means it's even stronger in this series, in which case
oh dear. I will get them at some point, but I can't get them through work, so that's why I still haven't got them yet. Which is annoying. Should we sprint into a half past?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sorry, I left that a bit late. Let's read. But yeah, I'm gonna try and read. I finished watching that video for uni, so I can actually spend the whole half an hour reading this time.
Well, I ate dinner, so I can also spend the whole half hour reading.
Quickly, what did you have for dinner?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Nice. Should we read? See you at past.
See you at past.
Hi.
Hi.
What?
There were emotions.
Oh.
I was like literally within one chapter I was laughing and crying, and then in the next chapter I was very stressed.
Oh dear.
It's so
Oh
good.
my
I can't
God.
wait for you to read it.
You're only like halfway through as well. I feel like most of the emotion in Cerulean Seal like comes at the end in like a rush.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion in this one.
Oh God, I'm scared. I'm scared. I can't wait to read it though.
I'm
Well,
scared and I'm reading it.
I am now this far through. So I've made some progress. I'm 300 pages in, so I've got about 70 pages left.
Nice.
So
I managed to make it to over page 100.
yeah.
100. 200.
I knew what you meant. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm on page 212.
Nice. I'm hoping that in the next sprints I will get like 30 pages in or something, and then I'll have like just under 40 pages to read tonight. So I can definitely do that. Shall we make the next sprints our last sprints and sprint till 9?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. And then we can I can hopefully make some progress. And then finish this tonight and move on to Kingdom of the Cursed. I'm so excited for Kingdom of the Cursed.
I still don't have my copy.
I don't either. This is Amy's. One of Amy's. I borrowed one off Amy because she has more than one. And I have the Fairy Loot one.
Yeah, I think I ordered the Fairy Loot one, or I hope I ordered the Fairy Loot one. But they've not been shipped yet, have they?
No, they're not shipping until like November, December. I mean, we're in November now, but
Yeah,
I think they're shipping quite late, so I borrowed
yeah.
this one off Amy.
That doesn't really bother me because I'm not ready to read it yet. I haven't even read the first book, so like I don't mind waiting a bit. I'm just like I want it because of the pretty edges.
Yeah, I have it too, but this one is so yellow. Look at the pages. I think it must have been on my like cart for a while in the window
Oh yeah.
and got like sun damage on the page, but I'm not too bothered about it. It's just like a standard hardback. And I've read it a couple of times now. Yay, Amy's
Hi,
reading
Amy.
it. Need to start it tonight, hopefully. Oh, I've gone on Goodreads or something and I don't know what I'm going on Goodreads for. I was gonna see when I last read Kingdom of the Wicked because I feel like I'm reading it twice in 1 year, which is not something I usually do. It's okay. Don't worry. We're gonna do one more sprint until 9, in a minute, and then we'll finish up for the night. Oh, okay. I read it in January, so
So
I did
reasonably
read it.
far apart.
Yeah. Well, I'd heard I probably wouldn't have been too bothered about rereading it if I hadn't heard multiple people saying I'm confused, like starting Kingdom of the Curse saying they were confused.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I think I probably need to reread it because it's been a while since it feels like a while since I read it. And I don't know how much I'm gonna remember.
I generally like to reread anyway, just because I have the worst memory for things like this.
Yeah, me too. Especially this year because I've read so much that I've read like 130 odd books since then.
You know when people start like gatekeeping on Twitter, like I've seen some people saying, "Oh, if you read so many books that you can't remember what happens in the book, then you're reading too fast." And it's like, well, first of all, go away, let people do what they want.
Yeah.
Second of all, even if I read them slower, I still don't remember.
Yeah, same. It
Like
doesn't
it's
matter
just the
what
way I
speed.
am. I just don't remember it. I need to reread it.
Like I don't skim read or like skip pages or dialogue or anything like that. I don't skip anything. I just read at my normal speed.
Yeah,
which
same.
It's just the speed that I read. I don't know. I don't judge it.
And like, even if I take a really long time with a book and properly savor it and pour over it, I still remember exactly the same amount as I do if I read at my full speed. And it's like,
Me too.
it doesn't make any difference.
There's some books like Serpent and Dove, which we're going to be reading next week, that I, like Amy just said with Kingdom of the Wicked, I'm really excited to reread because I loved it so much the first time that I'm like, I will happily just go back into that world and reread the first one. Also, I like lost. I think I must have been busier the second half or something because I don't remember the second half as well as the first half at all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it because of how much you loved it.
I'm really excited to reread Serpent and Dove, but I'm kind of nervous to read Blood and Honey because I've heard really mixed things about it.
Have you not read it yet?
I've not read it. No, I've only read Serpent and Dove, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll read Blood and Honey in like March, and then read Gods and Monsters when it comes out," and then it just didn't happen. I was like, I may as well just read them all together now because it's been too long. So yeah, I need to reread it, which we're gonna do next week, which is exciting.
I'm excited.
Same.
I'm also really excited about the Pride and Prejudice one because I feel like I just wouldn't read it otherwise.
Me too, although I'm kind of nervous because I've really enjoyed some Jane Austens, and then the last one I read was Emma, and I didn't like it that much. Like, it was okay, but in comparison to other Jane Austen books, it wasn't my favourite.
But I mean, Pride and Prejudice is like her most famous work, so theoretically it should be good.
That's what I'm hoping. Also, I think what I want from this one is more romance, whereas Emma is more like frivolous parties and gatherings and stuff, which I'm hoping this one. I mean, it literally says on the back of mine, "We're all fools in love." So
on the back of mine it says, Elizabeth Bennet is young, clever, and attractive, but her mother is a nightmare, and she has 4 sisters. Oh, and she and her 4 sisters are in dire need of financial security and escape in the shape of husbands.
is that all it says?
But I'm going to stop there.
Oh, okay. Honestly, though, I'm glad yours has a synopsis because these don't have any kind of synopsis on them. So I often go into books, and with classics, like I often find if I'm looking for a synopsis of a classic, it'll just be like really vague. Because it'll be like, here's Jane Austen's best work, and that's all you get. Or like, this is the book that Jane Austen wrote in this year or whatever, and that's like, I don't want that. I want to know what the book is actually about.
At the top of mine here, it's got a thing from The Independent, and it says, the best loved book by our best loved novelist. But then it does actually go on to give a proper synopsis as well. So
yeah, see, the one I've just gone on Goodreads and the first, just click the first one, and it says, since its immediate success in 1813, Pride and Prejudice has remained one of the most popular novels in the English language. Jane Austen called this brilliant work her own darling child, and its vivacious heroine, Elizabeth Bennet, as delightful a creature as ever appeared in print. I'm like, that's not what I need to know.
That's great, but what's it about?
Yeah, good for her, but apparently the romantic clash between the opinionated Elizabeth and her proud beau, Mr. Darcy, is a splendid performance of civilized sparring.
I mean, I really love the movie, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy the book.
I really want to watch the movie. Which edition do you like?
The Keira Knightley one.
Okay.
It's so good.
Do you want to know how many editions there are of Pride and Prejudice?
Go for it. Over 1,000.
11,919.
I was way off.
Isn't that insane?
I mean, that includes all the like foreign language editions as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. That is crazy though.
That's so many.
Shall we sprint in about 15 seconds?
Yep, sounds good.
Get 20 minutes in before the hour. I'll see where I am.
I'll finish my stressful chapter.
I hope it's good. Not too stressful.
It's like good stressful. It's like the kind of thing where
Yeah.
I'm getting proper swept up in it and feeling emotions that way. So I don't mind it.
That's good. Enjoy. I'll see you at 9.
See you at 9.
Bye. Hi.
Hi. You alright?
I'm not safe. I have 42 pages left. I could do it. Are you okay?
I nearly cried in that last chapter.
Oh,
Oh
I am
my
scared
God.
for this book now. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was a lot.
Oh, was this the stressful one?
It was the same chapter, but it got different stressful towards the end, and then it just got sad.
Sad.
Also, there are just definitely. I mean, I know this makes sense considering the tagline on the cover is "His death was their beginning," but lots of trigger warnings for like all sorts of deaths
Okay.
for
Worth
anyone who
knowing.
needs that. Like they
Oh
talk
God.
about murder and suicide and like people dying of medical reasons when they're really young and like all this kind of
Right.
stuff. It's a lot.
I like the warning in the front though. I think that's done really well.
Is there a warning in the front?
Do we not have it in our proof copies?
Oh, is it the author's note?
Yeah.
This story explores life and love as well as loss and grief. There are discussions of death in different forms: quiet, unexpected, and death by suicide. Please read with care.
Isn't it such a lovely way to do it?
It's quite a good summary of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Blimey.
I feel sad that we're ending on this note.
I mean, I'm probably just going to keep reading after we end now because, like, yeah.
I feel like I look a lot bigger than I am because of what I do right now. Like, doesn't my body just look massive? Okay, I cheered this conversation up, but also Lauren sent hugs.
Thank you.
Oh dear, I'm glad
Also,
that I'm used to.
there are some parts of this book that are genuinely like Cerulean Sea. There are some parts that just feel like being hugged.
Oh,
Like there's some really lovely parts in it, so it's worth it.
that's
And
what's
like
really
the sad parts are sad, but like in a good way.
yeah.
Like obviously they're sad, but they're just like really like well handled and stuff.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
that the quote that V. Schwab did for Cerulean Sea? It's like a big gay hug.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's such a great way of describing it. I am very, very cozy, Lauren, in my massive hoodie. I'm very happy that I have an hoodie now.
I'm still in what I wore to work.
I don't blame you. I've changed like 3 times today. It rained. Oh, it rained when I left uni, and I was wearing jeans, and I
Wow.
had to
Yeah, that's
walk.
not fun.
It wasn't good. So I got changed when I got home into dry clothes. Anyway, shall we head off?
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who's joined today and throughout all of our reading sprints and lives that we've done, and for if anyone has joined the City of Ghosts read along with us, Ghostalong. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined us over the past 4 weeks.
This is the end of our weekly sprints.
But I'm sure there will be more in the future.
Yeah, I've no doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure we will carry on doing sprints on both of our channels, so look out for those. We do try and do them kind of monthly, don't we?
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's our aim. Yeah.
hopefully we'll do at least monthly between both of us from now on. But yeah, I think we'll head off for tonight. And hopefully see you. It feels weird not saying see you next week for more sprints. We'll probably see you at some point during the month on Alex's channel next. So look out for that.
Yeah. keep an eye out on Twitter as well. That's where it will be announced.
Yeah, definitely, and on our YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shall we head off?
Yeah.
Somebody just messaged me saying, "How was your Halloween weekend?" And that is just amazing. But anyway, let's head off. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.